What is going on guys, 2.0 here, and in today's video we're going to take a look at the Sparrow Racing League and how it could be improved in its long awaited return next month. So I love playing SRL last year, but there are areas that definitely needed some form of improvement. So the first of which that we're going to be talking about in this video was most people's criticism with SRL, and that's the maps, or the lack of them. Last year there were two of them, 2 maps for a 3-week long event. Definitely need more than this. The actual map design was really good and I'd like to see them both return, but we do definitely need more than this if the event is to last for the full time it's here. So it would be great if we could have one map for each of the destinations, so Earth and the Moon, Venus and Mars we already had, and like I said, I'd like to see those 2 maps return. Have a map on the Dreadnought, one in the Plague Lands, and I'd also really like to see one in the Black Garden because the scenery there is completely different, and so I think it would be great to have a map set in the Black Garden too. Something I'd really like to see with the map design is some familiar places, and by that I mean areas that are currently explorable in the game. As many times when I play strikes, there will be a section where everyone summons their Sparrow and it's like an impromptu race anyway. No one agrees that they are in a race with the other 2 people, but everyone has it in their head that they want to be the first person to make it to the next stage of that strike. So areas that come to mind are the very start of the Omnigul strike and the section of the Saber strike right after you pass the Warsat phase. Now certain areas won't work well, as you can tell by looking at the 2 previous SRL maps that we had from last year. It was clear that they were both designed to be raced on. Obviously, this section of the Saber strike isn't designed to be raced on, although every time I play the strike it does become a race in my head. But I just thought it'd be a pretty cool idea to be racing on a completely new map, and then at some point during that race you pass through an area that you've already explored many times before. The 2 maps we had last year were completely new areas that we'd never seen before and haven't seen since, and don't get me wrong, new areas is always a good thing in my opinion, but I would like to see a couple areas to pass through in some new SRL maps that we have been to already. One more thing on the map design, last year's map on Venus had that shortcut that you needed to ramp up onto. It was a very high risk, high reward feature to the map, and I'd like to see things like that return. Likewise with the map on Mars, near the very end you have the 3 rotating propellers that could completely mess up your lead if you hit any of them, or in turn help you gain on anyone that is in front of you if they were to hit them. So features like this made the 2 maps that we had from last year really fun to play on, and I'd love to see more of this integrated into any new maps that we have to race on this year. Pike racing would also be really fun in my opinion. These are the Sparrows that have the weapons attached to them so that you could actually shoot your opponents during the race. Maybe limit this to just 1 or 2 maps though, depending on how many they are bringing to the table this year, but it was an idea that came to mind, could be a pretty fun addition to the event this time round. Next up, the gear. The gear you earn from any event is always a big topic and something we definitely want to be done right. I hope Bungie does learn from their mistakes from Festival of the Lost, as there, if you wanted all the new gear and items, you had to pay actual money, and even then, you weren't guaranteed what you wanted. It was still heavily reliant on RNG, but with the Sparrow Racing, give us the ability to grind for those items that we want, and not just purchase them with silver. Even if it takes a long amount of time to be able to get them without paying silver, this is going to be a huge step in the right direction. I'd also like to see an option for Sparrow Racing private matches. Obviously last year we didn't have private matches at all, so now that we do, adding Sparrow Racing to the list of modes would be a nice addition. Not sure if they do this though because it is a temporary event, but it would be nice to see Sparrow Racing in the list of private matches, even if it's just for the duration of the event this time. Another feature I'd love to see added, but again, not sure if it would be, is the ability to look behind you whilst you're on your Sparrows. This would make those final moments of a race even more exciting. Imagine you're in first place, you're on the final straight and you can see the finish line, but you know someone is right on your tail. The ability to look behind you and watch as that person gets closer and closer would make moments like that so much more exciting, and I'd love to see this feature implemented into the game. Like I said, not sure if they would do that at this point, as the game has been out for over 2 years now, and a small feature like that isn't something you typically see added into a game that's that far into its life cycle, but who knows, it took us 2 years to get private matches and we're never going to let that go, Bungie, so it's not something I'll rule out just yet. And then lastly, make SRL more frequent. As I said at the start of the video, I love playing SRL last time, and it would be great if we could have it for more than 3 weeks every year. Even every 3 or 4 months would be much better, and it would actually help to break up those long portions of time without any major content releases. But there are my thoughts and ideas on how the Sparrow Racing League could be improved with its return next month. Let me know down below in the comments what you think, and if you've got any other ideas on improvements or features you'd like to see, go ahead and leave those in the comments as well. But that is going to bring us to the end of the video guys, so if you did enjoy it, please leave a like as it really does help the channel out. Follow me on Twitter, the link will be in the description below. Subscribe if you're new around here so you don't miss a video, and as always, thanks for watching and I will see you guys on the next one. Also, just thought whilst editing this video, bring back the brooms and other funny Sparrows. Broom Racing League, make it happen Bungie.